Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're talking about 8.3.1. Today is all about histograms. We are going to be talking about how you can take a table like this and turn it into a histogram. So a histogram is a very specific type of bar graph. They're not exclusive of each other, but it's kind of like saying a square is a very specific type of rectangle. When it has this, it has a very specific name, otherwise it's just a bar graph. In this case, a histogram deals with frequencies. In other words, if you go from something to something else in the same bar, then it is a histogram. So frequency is the key word. So what we're looking for, or interval, sorry, frequency is about something happens. Interval equals intervals, meaning it has a range. You're 18 to 22 years of age. If you fall into that, it is an interval, so it's going to be recorded on a histogram. Now, frequency is how many times something happens. So number of laps swam, it happened 11 times. In this case, the frequency table shows the number of laps the people in the swimming class completed today to display the data in a histogram. So what I'm going to do is, essentially, I'm just going to draw the same thing I would draw if it was a bar graph. Now down below, I'm going to take what's in this column, the number of laps, and I'm going to put them down here. 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9, 10 to 12, and 13 to 15. I ran out of room, so that's okay. I'll make it work. Now, the amount of times it happens is 11, 4, 0, 3, 6. So it's not happening a lot of times. So I'm probably just going to count by 2, which means I need 6. So here's 2, here's 4, here's 6, here's 8, here's 10, here's 12. Again, not perfect, but you're getting the idea. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. If I had rulers and things like that, I would want to be more exact. But if I'm doing this freehand, if I'm doing this for a test, I'm wanting to write this as quickly as possible so I can get it down, I can look at it, and I can do the work. So 1 to 3 is 11 times. 11 is about right here. 4 to 6 happened 4 times. That's right here. 7 to 9 times is 0 times, never happened, so down here. 10 to 12 is 3 times, well that's halfway between 2 and 4. And then 13 to 15 is 6 times. How I build this is intervals don't stop. In other words, you didn't do 3.1 laps, you didn't do 3.8 laps, you either did 3 or you did 4. The idea is it does not stop. Therefore, neither does our bar graph. It won't stop. So what I want to do is I want to draw these up to where they need to be, or the highest point in between. The reason is, now I connect it here like this, I connect it here like that, connect it here like that, kind of shade it in, and I've created my histogram of the number of laps. So this is number of laps. This is the frequency, or how often it happened. It happened frequent. How many times did it happen? And overall, this is the laps completed. Histogram, key ideas here is it looks like a bar graph, but there's nothing in between my bars. They're always touching. There's an interval at the bottom that tells us if it fell between here. So like the ages of students in 7th grade are 12 to 13 years old. There are students who are going to fall right in that. There would even be students outside of that. Some students come up from the 6th grade age because they're actually younger. Some students started school a little bit late in another country, or other things happened where not everybody would be 12 to 13, so there would be intervals. The most would fall into 12 to 13. So again, there's always intervals. If you have any questions, make sure to write them down right now. Copy this down as notes. Copy everything that you can, just like we did at the beginning of class to begin the year. Come in with questions. Try the problems in 8.3.1 tonight or when you come into class tomorrow. Make sure to ask specific questions because general questions don't help anybody. Have a wonderful evening.